I remember first hearing the knocks in January when the nights were at their longest. At first, I thought it was someone playing a prank, but it has happened every night since, and at the same time. The moment I check the peephole, the knocking stops, but there is never anyone there. I tried to rationalize it by telling myself it was just the pipes or the house settling, but I'm not sure if the house would settle at 3:13 a.m. every night. It's strange how quickly something becomes routine. I've now come to expect it, and while it has become normal, it certainly doesn't freak me out any less. I'll be halfway between dreams when my eyes snap open, heart already racing, and I'll know it's close. 3:10, 3:11. I've tried everything, from earplugs, white noise, sleeping pills. Nothing works. Somehow, I always wake up just in time. Always. Sometimes I forget that I have locked the door, and I check it twice, or 3 times, just to be safe. I make sure the chain is on, close the curtains tight so the streetlight doesn't cast shapes across the living room floor. I also turn off the TV. It used to comfort me, but the static between channels sounds too much like breathing now. Sometimes I sit in the armchair by the door and just listen. The clock ticks louder than it should. Even my heartbeat feels staged. One night, I got up, walked to the door, and stood there in my socks, feeling the chill creep through the floorboards. I waited, staring at the number 13 apartment number, just listening for the sound. Knock. 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 The knocks come in threes. Always in threes, and will repeat in rhythm until I look through the peephole. I looked through the peephole and saw nothing. Just the hallway stretching out like a void, waiting for something to fill it. So still and empty. The knocking had completely stopped now. Not faded, stopped. Like it knew I was there. Now I don't look anymore. I can't. The silence afterward is worse than the knocking. The air near the door feels colder, and the lock feels damp in the mornings, as though someone's been touching it. I often find smudges on the wood, oily and shaped like fingertips, but when I wipe them away, it leaves a stain where they once were. I even tried recording it. My phone showed 4 seconds of static at 3:13. Then the video would continue to play as normal, capturing the silence of the room. After that, I stopped trying to catch it. What's the point, because the knocks still come? Always 3, always at 3:13, always ending the moment I look through the peephole. I've begun to wonder if it even comes from the outside anymore. I don't remember deciding to open it. I just remember the feeling I got. That thin thread of curiosity coiling around my fear until they became the same thing. It's been 57 nights now. 57 times I've waited, listened, and let it win. But not this time. Tonight feels different. The air hums, low and constant, as though the house is holding something back. I can't stop glancing at the clock. 3:09, 3:10. I tell myself that nothing will happen as I have my hand on the doorknob. I leave the light on so I can see it, whatever it is. 3:12. I can feel my pulse syncing with the ticking of the clock. I whisper it aloud. I'm not afraid. It's a lie, but it gives me a sense of confidence. When the first knock comes, it's softer than I expected, almost polite. Then another. Then the third, louder than the first 2. The chain rattles against the frame as the last knock hits. The sound floods the silent room like a wave, crashing into the walls, the floor, and my lungs. 3 knocks. Silence then. 3 more. The air feels alive, and the door seems to breathe with me, expanding and contracting, like a pulse behind the wood. The peephole stares back at me, black and depthless. I can almost hear it, a whisper beneath the knocks. But I can't make out any words. My fingers brush the chain. It's cold and slick with condensation. I don't remember turning the lock, but I hear the click. The knocking stops, and there is silence. Complete and perfect silence. Then, a single tapping sound, faint, but impossibly close, from the other side of the peephole. The lamp in the room flickers once, then steadies. I turn the doorknob, but not all the way, just enough for me to feel the weight shift. I take the chain off with trembling hands, and the door swings open and the world exhales. There's nothing there. The hallway is empty, pale light spilling from the exit sign down the hall, the hum of the building's pipes, stillness that feels posed. But the air feels wrong. It swirls around my ankles, cold and damp, smelling faintly of earth and rust. Something changes at the edge of hearing, a low tone, like a voice too deep to be human, and it vibrates in my chest rather than my ears. My vision flickers and the hallway stretches, impossibly long, too many doors, each slightly open. A shape shifts in the distance, but is suddenly gone when I blink. Then the sound, soft, but almost curious. Knock, from behind me, from inside. I turn with the doors still open and my hand still on the doorknob. I feel frozen with every part of me screaming to move, to run, but my body stays still. I hear it again, closer this time, from the walls and again the ceiling, then the floor. I finally manage to take my hand off the doorknob and step backward into the hallway. The door swings shut behind me with a harsh slam and a final click. I turn to find myself back inside my apartment instead of the hallway, and the air now seems calm. I have no idea what just happened, but I suddenly feel exhausted and I need to sleep. It's hard to tell how many nights have passed since I opened the door. The clock still glows 3:13 no matter when I look at it. The sky outside the window never changes. The same bruise-colored gray, with no dawn, no sun. I've tried opening the door again, of course, but it doesn't move, not even an inch. The handle turns freely and the latch slides open. It just doesn't go anywhere. When I look through the peephole now, I don't see the hallway anymore. I see my living room, only darker, empty, as if it's waiting for me on the other side. The air feels heavy here, thick like a fog. The walls breathe sometimes. Slow, deep sighs I can feel through the plaster. I've tried breaking the window, but the glass ripples like water when I touch it. It doesn't crack. It doesn't even make a sound. Just soft ripples spreading outward until they fade. Sometimes I think I hear voices from the other side of the door, and sometimes I think they sound like mine. I knock on the door in the hopes that someone may hear me, but they never do. I also stopped eating a while ago because I'm not hungry. I stopped sleeping too because I don't need to, though I still close my eyes. When I do, I see my door. I know it's mine because it has the number 13 on it. It's open, just a little, with something moving beyond it. There's a rhythm that never leaves now, the ghost of that knocking, echoing from inside the walls. Sometimes it's faint, Sometimes it's close enough that the floor trembles. I think maybe that's how this place works. The knocking wasn't trying to get in. It was trying to get me in, to trap me in.